Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Stephanie, and this is Wrestling Color Podcast. Please make sure you thumbs up and thumbs down. Subscribe, turn on notifications, follow me on my Twitter and Instagram in the banner on this page, and comment. Let's have the conversation. So this particular episode, we're going to be talking about the fans. We're going to focus on the wrestling fans because you guys are really making wrestling difficult to enjoy, especially on the internet. Now, honestly, I could just not be on the internet. I'm enjoy wrestling regardless, but I see it rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and they feel like they have to defend their favorite wrestlers, and they have to defend why they like wrestling, and they have to tell you why you're stupid, and it becomes this whole exhausting cycle of toxic, aggression on the internet and in the wrestling world. Wrestling fans have always been obnoxious and aggressive and crazy and hateful and you name it. I like Sasha Banks. You like Alexa Bliss. I call her Alexa Piss. You call her Botcha Banks and all this other stuff. And it's just, it gets ridiculous. So I want to discuss that real quick. Why are sports fans so fucking obnoxious? And it's not sports. It's just like music. You could like somebody and the fans will make you hate them. Prime example, Nicki Minaj or Taylor Swift or what's her name? Ariana Grande or Beyonce. You name it, there's a group of fans who are just absolutely fanatic and they will make you hate the person. So I was out here on these internet streets and I came across an article from 2017. It says, are wrestling fans ruining the product? With essentially the chants. Now, what I like about wrestling fans is they're going to tell you if they're not feeling what's going on. And I think that's a good thing. Like there was, I think Alexa Bliss was in the ring wrestling and she was doing all these fucking holds and it wasn't working out. And they said, this is boring. This is boring. They'll say CM Punk. They'll say, what? This past Raw. Fucking Rusev is in the ring looking like a porn star, and they done put him in this weird ass cuckold sexual fuse innuendo with the fucking she's pregnant and the Canellises, and you heard, where is Lana? Where is Lana? We want Lana. When that happens, you're pretty much done. You've lost the storyline. You've lost the audience. We don't care. So let's dive into this, right? On this week's episode of Raw, remember this is from 2017, okay? Seth Rollins delivered what was conveyed as a heart-wrenching soliloquy in which he cast doubt over his participation in WrestleMania 33. Y'all remember, it was far from his smoothest performance, and as of late, let me pause, Seth has been absolutely cringe on 1000. I don't know what to say about Seth Rollins, and I just... A visibly shaken Rollins stumbled over his words when explaining the extent of his injury to Corey Graves in an in-ring sit-down interview. But then it made sense at the moment. Rollins wasn't reading from a script. Or, more accurately, he was. He just concealed it well enough. But his outpouring was met with cynicism and regardless. Rollins was acknowledged history, something WWE rarely does, even when it's convenient to do so. Fans have for eons criticized WWE for refusing to do just that. When Triple H challenged The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania 27, their initial meeting was treated as if it had never happened. Fans challenged that. They own the DVD. We couldn't rewrite history. And WWE is very good for not using common sense and continuity. And I hope AEW, which I know AEW will do, and other promotions have done. Yet, when Rollins alluded to his disgust at the motivation behind his actions at WrestleMania, obstinately reconciling his abrupt and forced babyface turn post SummerSlam, clarifying a muddled and much criticized picture, fans instead explicitly started a CM Punk chant. It's difficult to comprehend what the Green Bay crowd was driving at. Did they buy Rollins' act and suggest a replacement, or is CM Punk now shorthand for complete disinterest? Or certain pockets of wrestling fandom stupid enough to think that he'll come back because they petitioned him to do so? Is indicative of a wider sense of entitlement, and to what extent does the product suffer because of it? Crowd participation is a fundamental component of professional wrestling, but the second that participation distracts from the action is the second the product suffers. Believe it or not, folks, the crowd is a part of sports. When the crowd cheers, the wrestlers take the energy and ingest it. When we don't like it and we sit back and you can hear cricket, it's going to be a terrible match. And for those of you who go to the lives, us at home, it translates terribly. Yeah, I experienced it. And it was great. When you go to a live show, it's a totally different experience. Even if the product sucks on TV, you get a different experience. You're excited. You can feel the vibes. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But when you're at home and the audience is just like, oh, yay, boo, CM Punk, what? Doing the wave, beach balls. They just said, fuck what's going on in the ring. It translates on TV terribly, and I'm going to turn the station. I'm going to turn the station. I'm going to turn it. Simple as that. Before Raw, Rollins was a figure of sympathy, one most right-thinking fans felt was deeply unfortunate in his luck. When the show drew close, he was an inadequate replacement for a man who left 3 years ago on his own volition. His acting was horrible, though, is one criticism I've read. Are fans attuned to the seamless? Then an attempt at cracked emotion is met with CM Punk chants. So, that was my alarm in the back, excuse me. Wrestling fans has always been an obnoxious bunch. Something excruciating audible when Steve Austin's polarized his what chant in 2001. And y'all still do it 18 years later. What? And just recently, Steve Austin was on Raw and he gave y'all the space to what all night long. That's turned into what we don't like and we don't care. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, you guys, these are human beings. They're wrestlers. If you don't like the product, there's nothing wrong with saying this is boring, this is bullshit. I like all that. That's a little bit more productive than show me your tits. And, it's just like, I don't know, show me your ass. At one point, this past Raw, one fan tried to grab Sasha Banks' ass. There's an infamous video when a fan slapped Alexa Bliss on the butt. You can't do that. These people are real, okay? Alexa's last name is Kaufman. Sasha Banks' real name is Mercedes. Rebecca Quinn, Colby Lopez, what's her name? Charlotte Flair. These are real people. Thea is what's her name? Oh goodness, Zelina Vega's real name. Like, these are real people, and you have to somehow respect their space. And these people are married and in relationships, even though they're on TV. Like, there's a video of one of the Usos, I think it's Jimmy. The Miz was talking shit about him, and the Uso comes stomping out and punched the shit out of him, and you didn't know if it was real or not. It was so realistic, and he said, don't you talk about my wife, who's Naomi. They try to incorporate Naomi and Jimmy in the storylines and stuff like that, and the shit just don't go over well, because they're loyal to each other with Mandy Rose. Remember that storyline? And Mandy Rose is, I think she's single. You could ogle her. Her character is look at my tits and my ass and my mouth, and it's so sexy and hot, and it looks better than you. You could work her over. But I think wrestling fans, especially with AEW and the Wednesday Night Wars and NXT and all that, y'all gonna have to slow the fuck up and stop being so fucking obnoxious and racist and stupid and charged. over little shit. If I don't like Alexa Bliss, it's okay. You don't have to like Sasha Banks. I don't care for Seth Rollins. Hell, I don't care for Kofi Kingston. I think his reign has been, pretty much bland and boring, and that's not what I asked for as a fan, me personally. That don't mean, you could just roll me over because you feel some kind of way about Kofi Kingston. Don't do that. You're ruining the product. And when the fans ruin the product, I don't want to be bothered. I don't. If I can't enjoy Nicki Minaj without somebody coming over to tell me about Cardi B, then I don't want to fucking do it. I don't want to be bothered. For video games, I want to go online and have fun on a video game. Moment I say, hey y'all, somebody say, shut up, bitch. It's like, what? Why? Why I got to be talked to like that? You ruin the video game online experience to the point where I have to have private parties with people who I think ain't going to fucking berate me and call me the N-word because you listening to the tone of my voice. It's getting a little bit much, y'all. Y'all going to have to figure some things out. And, at times it's cool. But at times it's just like, oh, wow. What's going on here? At the airport, you running them down, you see them with their kids, you running up on them, you think you're entitled to every facet of their life. And this is one reason why I did not want the Becky Lynch Seth Rollins relationship to be on TV, because I don't give a fuck. Now, I'm sitting here talking about wrestling fans, and I'm a wrestling fan. Am I insufferable? No. You're not gonna see me online cutting up the way some of y'all cut up. Now, I might have time that day to probably tell you go, fuck yourself. But I'm not about to sit there and, oh, you don't like such and such. Well, that's why your mother looked like this and your daddy ran out. And, it's just like, what the fuck? What are you going through? Roman Reigns said he had cancer and somebody just was like, fuck you. And it's just like, y'all just don't get it. Respect the wrestler. Fuck the business. These people go out. They landing on their heads, their necks, their asses, they fucking up, breaking bones. Yeah, they might mess up and botch sometimes. It's okay. It's cool. I think sometimes the kayfabe may go a little bit too far and it confuses some of y'all because I think some of y'all are kind of slow. Okay? So, here's a good something I'm going to read. Somebody wrote, and I think it's really good. The witty, smart-ass chants are obnoxious. At the show last night, there was a match that had a big man style, so it was slower and not as exciting. These guys behind me were talking shit the entire time, yelling how both of them suck at the end to the end of the match. One wrestler was bald and I believe used the stunner as a finish, so the guy started yelling, "You're not Stone Cold." This was only the second match on the card. And I could see it was going to be annoying my friend already as well as myself. He was trying to introduce his new friend to wrestling and they were on board until you run into them. I turned around and told them they weren't funny, which for the most part stopped the stupid chants from them for the rest of the night. I talked about my dislike for stuff like this before on here. This is on a wrestling forum. And I get a lot of, I pay to be here, I can chant what I want. The idea of this is right. Like I said at the beginning, fans are there to yell and have fun, but there are limits. Just like how when you go to the movies, you're expected to laugh and scream and cry. That doesn't mean you can act how you want. These chants are the wrestling equivalent of yelling out commentary at a movie. It's annoying and obnoxious. I think this is going to have a very unpopular opinion as fans have been indoctrinated to think it's fine. But it's not. Save your smart ass comments for Twitter. And I agree. Yes, we are a part of the audience to give the energy to the wrestlers. Yay, boo. Keep it. But when you start just, you done pulled out the beach ball. I done seen the wave. I done seen motherfuckers just lean back and right in the hard camera, right on TV, go to sleep, put their feet up. I done seen people fighting in the stands. I done seen when the wrestlers trying to come through the stands, you rubbing them down. And remember that one clip where the woman rubbed Roman Reigns down? That man is married with kids, 3 of them. Okay? These wrestlers got kids and shit. Like, what is y'all doing? Take it easy. No, you will never fuck Alexa Bliss. You never had the you will never have the opportunity to. You're not gonna fuck Sasha Banks. She's married. You ain't gonna fuck Bailey, no matter how big her ass is. I believe she's engaged. All these people are in relationships, and that's why they move the way they move. WWE doesn't want to break up the relationships. That's why you got fucking Andrade and Charlotte, Zelina and Aleister Black. What are y'all trying to do here? Shut the fuck up and enjoy the show and respect the wrestlers. It's too much. It's a job. That's it. It's just like your job, dude. When you go to work, you want motherfuckers chanting, "You can't do your job. You suck at your job. Go fuck yourself." Do you want that at your job? Well, don't do it at this job. And I think I made my points here. I'm just tired of seeing it. And it is a little bit overwhelming and stupid. And it's ruining the product. And people are getting turned off. Just like football, baseball, and all that. Well, you're not going to hear nobody chant, "Fuck you" at baseball. Because the field's too big. And a lot of them players are going to come in the stands and fuck you up. Like happened with Ben Wallace and them. When the fans was fucking with them at the basketball game. And they got in the stands and beat the hell out the fans. Stop provoking the workers. Be respectful no matter what you do. Respect the job. This is a job. It's entertainment. It's a job. Alright, y'all. Listen, go ahead. Hit thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me how you feel about the video. I'm fine with it. Join the conversation. Hit the subscribe button if you like what's going on. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter so you can see me talk and go back and forth with some nut on the internet. This is Wrestling in Color, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for listening and interacting with me. Alright, y'all. Till next time. Deuces.